have a PR firm, but I always hate to bring my PR firm into my vacation rental business. So I find myself trying to create my own videos, live stream, etc. And I'm not that good at it. So I have a lot of followers on social, but my biggest challenge is editing video. How do I edit the video? You know, I have a lot of content, I have a lot of photos, I have a lot of testimonials, I have all the tools, but I don't really know how to edit the video. So can you kind of give us a little, like, what you would do?
What I would do is hire a head editor, which is what I do. But editing takes time. So do you want to edit it yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so there are a couple of tools out there. CapCut, you have Adobe. It does take time to edit, so that's the one thing that if you're trying to save time, then I would say farm it out to an editor, because the editor could, one, help you to realize your vision. You may think you want it to be a certain way, but it may not work the way you want it to work because you don't know about editing. So the editor will work with you. You can try and do it yourself. I mean, are you giving me your information? Because I can definitely talk you through.
Yeah, my issue is that I don't have big budgets. You know, I mean, I'm used to in my firm dealing with very big budgets, and so of course we use professional video. But for my business, you know, we're working off of margins here, so I can't hire somebody. I need to.
Well, how much do you think an editor costs? It depends. See, do you know how much an editor costs?
Yes, because we hired them.
There are different prices, but I can definitely tell you, you're going to say something. This young lady here wanted to say something.
I was just going to suggest that I use Adobe Premiere Rush for people who are scared of Premiere Pro, because I know how to use Premiere Pro, but it's scary. So Premiere Rush makes it like digestible for you, and it's really, there's templates already. All you have to do is like drag and drop.
Are you shooting new video or are you cutting old video?
I'm shooting new video, but on my iPhone.
Okay, that's perfect. iPhone is great. I say iPhone is a great way to start. iPhone, you need to have always good lighting and good audio. So you can start with your iPhone, and that's perfect. But yes, that's a good, like I said, Adobe. I didn't know about Rush, but that's a good one.
I work for a Chamber of Commerce, and I also do video on the side, still learning. But do you have any advice on how to coach people when you're interviewing them? Because I find it's hard to get good content with people who are like camera shy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I will tell them, you are the expert. You know what you're talking about. Forget about the camera being in the room. Listen to your interviewer. Just you're having a conversation. Listen. It depends also, how long is the segment? How long is the interview? So I used to do interviews for 3-4 minute segments. 3-4 minutes goes by really fast, and people got very nervous that they couldn't say everything they wanted to say in 3 to 4 minutes. So I would say, think of the top 3 things that you want to get out in this interview. And listen to that first question that the interviewer asks you. And repeat the question that the person asks, and then incorporate your 1 or 2 of the points that you know you want to get out in those 3 minutes, because you may not be able to get it out later. So repeating the question buys you a little time to get comfortable and to think about how you want to respond. I know that when I used to produce, we used to do pre-interviews with our guests beforehand. So it would give them an idea of the flow of the segment. It would give them an idea of some of the questions that are going to be asked. But I would tell them, do not memorize these questions, because the anchors don't necessarily, or the interviewer does not necessarily follow the questions verbatim. But this is just to give you an idea of some of the things that might come up in the conversation. So I don't know if they still do pre-interviews today. I think that maybe they don't. Carolyn's like, nope. So you're booked and you're on, and they don't give you any information. But I'm going to tell you, it's your brand, it's your product. So please take control of your interview. Ask the producer to, if you can, hear the intro that they're going to use. Lynn knows this is the intro that they're going to use when they're presenting you, because sometimes the information may not be correct. And the worst thing, the thing that'll throw you off is if you're introduced and they say the wrong thing right before you get on air. It just throws you completely off. So make sure that you ask the person, the producer, if you could hear the introduction, and then make whatever corrections that you need to make so that you have that that you're clear about how you're going to be coming into the interview. And don't memorize the questions if you do a pre-interview, and relax. Like I said, you're having a conversation one-on-one, and repeating the question allows you to buy a little time. Talk slowly, use shorter words if you can, and just breathe. That's my advice. Does that help? Okay.
So my question was going to be, you mentioned the different forms, short form, long form, YouTube shorts, full YouTube videos. How are you thinking through choosing which format topics are going through? Is it, obviously the audience plays a part in it, but, are you trying to hit all of them? Are you trying to cut them different? Because,
Okay.
up and down and all that
So
kind of stuff.
this is where a calendar comes in handy. And I go back, I have my team go back to the sales funnel. We look at where we are in the sales funnel. So we're in the first week of August. We're in the awareness phase. So whatever video I'm cutting is going to appeal to the awareness phase. Week 2 of August is going to the video is going to appeal to the consideration phase. Week 3 of August is going to appeal to the desire phase. Week 4 of August, we're going to appeal to the decision action phase. And then we start it all over again. So that's why having a calendar is really important, because you really need to see what your goal is, what week you're in, and then what video you need to shoot or you already have in-house that you could use for that particular week. Does that help? Good.
I just wanted to ask about kind of how do you fit more heavy or difficult content into those kinds of 30-second to 2-minute sound bites. I work with a nonprofit center, and sometimes there are stories that are very easily digestible and are going to be great to put on there, like it's a bunch of laughing kids with bubbles and it's some kind of amazing program for them, and that's great. But then sometimes some of the most important work that's being done is, here's this incredibly important group that you've never heard of who is making some really important but complicated decisions. Like, do you have any advice on how to cover some topics that can be kind of dense and complicated in terms of the terminology used in a way that fits that kind of format?
So you can use text, have it roll on video, but it's text coming up, giving the bullet points of the information, and use a voiceover. It could be a very serious voiceover. Like I said, it doesn't have to be someone on camera, but someone just reading the text is one way to approach a serious topic. I mean, to say something serious in 30 seconds is difficult. So that's why I would suggest the text and the voiceover underneath narration. You're welcome.
Hi, this has been great. Thank you, Debbie. I'm one of those busy CEOs that I have all the equipment to start shooting all the content, but haven't started. So I have my tripod, the iPhone. I've gotten the lavalier mics and light. Is that pretty much the kit that you need to start, especially if I'm focusing on YouTube and Instagram?
That's a good starter kit, and then now you have to do it.
So plug for you. What if I were to hire you, what is that process from kind of the initial call of setting up a strategy and plan? If I feel like I just don't have time, I can have someone shoot it for me, but to go over, I have a national PR agency. Here's who I'm trying to target. And for, let's say, like you mentioned, 4 to 6 week plan of shooting. Do you do something like that where I show you some of the content I have and kind of help maybe one of my team members and walk through with them, and then I just show up to shoot it all in one day and then they help produce it?
Yes,
Do you do that?
yeah, I can do that, and I do. I'm very obviously open to doing that, but I also want you to look at the team that you have in place, and certain information you can actually have them do it. So I'm a big fan of batching. I don't know if you all know what that is, but it's really about deciding, okay, you're going to take an hour out of the week and you're going to videotape your content, a batch of content. So I do that as far as I have these little snippets called coffee breaks. I will sit and shoot maybe 10 of them in an hour. And I may have to redo a couple of them, but at least I have 10 in the can. And I know every I do it on Mondays. Every Monday, I'm shooting 10 little snippets. And I can use it for either stories or reels, but I do know that I have it, and it's really about becoming disciplined and, again, having that calendar. But yes, I definitely am open to a call. How the process works is every case is custom because everybody is different. So we'd have an initial phone call. I have a questionnaire that you'd fill out. We'd sit down, we'd talk about, get on Zoom, we talk about what your needs are, what your budget is, and then we will take it from there.
Hi, my name is Philip Harris. I just have a question because I know you mentioned the snippets, and then you do your show, your weekly show.
Yes.
Just in general, because I know I do video as well as photography, but I don't do it for clients because it can be very overwhelming. The video can pile up. When you're trying to do for instance, a 30-second video, you have footage that might be 10 minutes or so, and then you've got to edit that down. So it's very time consuming. How do you manage your time in terms of what you have to do, your weekly snippets, your TV show that's online and all of that, and come up with other ideas?
Me personally?
Yes, you personally.
Okay.
Do you come up with a strategy at the beginning of the year? I'm going to do X number of this, X number of that, and so on.
Okay, so I do have a team. and everybody has their designated job. And it is up to me at the beginning of the week to come up with the road plan as far as what we're going to put out there. So I guess it's because of my years of experience, I'm always thinking of stories and, okay, what's next? I'm always thinking ahead. So what are we now, in August? I'm already thinking into January. I'm like, okay, what could we be planning for January? Because by the time we get to October, we're in holiday season and everybody's off. Everybody's just not concentrating on what they should be doing, and they're thinking about the next year. So it's really about planning and I'm fortunate to have a team. As a solopreneur, I don't know how solopreneurs do it because it is a lot. It's a lot to manage. So my team is great, and they know what needs to be done, and we sit down and we strategize and get it done. And coming up with this conference was a strategy. So we had to put everything together, video everything. And so, yeah, so everything took a little bit of work. So I hope that answers your question.
I know for me, I'm still a college student, and I've even learned things from the internships that I've done. What is the most important thing that you've learned over the years of experience, becoming an expert?
Oh, that's such a great question. Good last question. Oh my God, that's a great last question. What have I learned? Whatever I've learned, I've applied it to everything that I'm doing now. I've had some great teachers. So be authentic, be reliable. I've had people, PR people, when I used to work at CBS, they were always calling. I couldn't talk to them, but at that moment I couldn't, but I always got back to them. And they always remember that. They said, you always call back, no matter what. I said, yeah. So you want to have a good name out there. So as far as reputation, as far as storytelling, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and it's for you to listen and to find the value in the story. So I just love, I don't even know anything. I see words in visuals. That's how much it's into my head. I mean, when I told Geraldo I wanted to be a field producer where you go out and you shoot video, he said, all right, just remember, if there's no video, don't write anything. I was like, what? He said, there's no video, don't write anything. I'm like, okay. And it's true. You need the visuals to carry the story. And I think in pictures. I think in visuals. So everybody learns in different ways, but everything that I've learned in my entire career has brought me here. And I'm really happy about that. Thank you. Thank you so much.